Now that we do, it's great. Okay, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Smudcast number 594. Musk, Carrey, and Eggman, the biggest supervillain crossover. Now, if someone in their right mind were ever to make a video about three completely different topics, Maggie Mae is the one to do it. I mean, she's got all the knowledge. She knows these topics like the back of her hand, and she can make connections where no one else can. Like, if I want a female to tell me a story with, I don't know, 10 different topics, I would ask Maggie Mae. Like, she's the one to do it. And, a multi-billionaire conglomerate genius industrialist with a Canadian comedian who's got his mechanical body comedy going, and a Japanese video game Sega game villain. Like, that's, I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All round fun.
She's amazing.
The power of apophenia compels you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's just the generic female response. Just apathesia. Okay. Yeah.
It's what your mind on postmodernism does. Just Right has the same problem. Same with Patrick Willems and School of Movies.
I thought it was a female thing, but okay, I'll take that response as well.
I think the only thing that I can connect, at least two people together with, is the fact that Ace Ventura went to Africa in the second movie, and Elon Musk is South African.
It's kind of funny because people love Elon Musk till he bought Twitter. All of a sudden, he's a horrible person.
Yes.
I don't get it.
He was the electric car guy, and we should invest in him because he knows about renewable energy.
I can't wait for Dan Hartman to write a really cringy joke on Rick and Morty about how much he hates him.
Yes.
Even though he was on a Rick and Morty episode, because Dan Hartman used to like him.
Yeah, he was on SNL as well, and then this shit happens.
Yeah. Just great, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but Pennsylvania is a dead guy, by the way, today.
I'm running for Pennsylvania. There's that video of him saying that line, and meanwhile in the back, the wind is blowing away all the American flags. It's so symbolic.
No, but as in I just thought I'd mention it because it's just a bit like when people. Obviously, because it's going to get very political, and I'm just like, well, I'm going to jump in there. These sort of people will literally vote for a dead guy because they like the colour blue. And I'm just a bit like, this is where politics has got. You can really see that people have got brain dead. And I'm not surprised that she's made a video called Musk, Jim Carrey, and Eggman.
Well, even Jim Carrey, he was a pretty weird fellow. I don't know if you guys remember who was it? A bunch of school kids were attending some sort of protest, and they had MAGA hats on. They just stood there and smiled. They didn't say anything. They didn't do anything. And I don't know who the rioters were, but they were screaming at them and spitting at them because it was right in front of their face. And there's this one guy who's really known for this, young man, and Jim Carrey drew a painting of that camera frame from CNN, and he called them the title of the painting was Little Snakes, and it was just this guy smiling with his hat on, and that was it. They didn't do anything. He just stood there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the kind of brain that I don't know Jim Carrey has outside of comedy. He's a comedic genius. Everyone knows that, but when it comes to everything else, these people are just terrifying of demonizing others.
It comes. But the thing is, no, it comes from overcompensation of he's still from the 90s, and the problem is the 90s is very right wing compared to today. So even though he is like a Democrat, he's incredibly right wing in their eyes. So he overcompensates for stuff.
So
it's why they've all gone crazy, because they're just a bit like, oh, hold on a second. I'm left wing, and it's like the man who's dressed as a woman who calls himself Pixie Malero, and there's a unicorn, and going like, no, you're a Nazi. And they're like, well, I've got to overcompensate now, and they start saying, "Oh, death to stuff," and it gets very weird.
Yeah.
Like he stopped. He wouldn't. Was it promote Kick-Ass 2 because of the use of violence?
Also, the fact that he was anti-vaccine just in general, not just the COVID-19 vaccine.
Is that Carrey? Or is that...
Yeah, Jim
Carrey. Yeah, he was a prominent head of the anti-vaxxer movement in the early 2010s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's kind of like why Hollywood didn't really use him in those times.
Yeah, but the thing is, vaccines were bad, big government stuff, and then the left turned to really liking big government, and this is what I mean. It's the left moves so quickly in different ways that they just can't keep up, and this is why they're going insane. Like one day, Maggie Mae Fish will be classed as right wing. We'll look back in 2 weeks' time, and she'll be a far right extremist.
Oh my god, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, with Elon Musk, everyone knows Elon. He's the most richest guy in the world. He's an industrialist. He has 4 major companies. Tesla's the big one. SpaceX is the other big one. Neuralink is crazy. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. And yes. The Boring Company, which is a idea of a company to dig under the earth to create streets, so you could travel without having to change the surface of the planet. So you can travel unadulterated on your car, or I guess a worldwide Autobahn. I have no idea what he wants to do with that. But he's conquering space flight. He's converting everything into electric energy. So he's making electric energy stations and cars and what have you. He wants to connect the man and the machine in Neuralink, which is insane, but I'm glad someone's doing it. And he's trying to revolutionize travel in general with the Boring Company, as well as that weird concept called Hyperloop, which never got off the ground because it's feasible or almost impossible. Which, interestingly enough, Canada has 2 solutions for SpaceX called Space Ride, which is a weather balloon rocket. Believe it or not, it is an actual company that they put a rocket on a weather balloon, put it into low Earth orbit, and then they shoot the rocket off, and it saves like 10% on cost, or 10 times on cost. And the other one is a maglev style Hyperloop, as opposed to a cushion of air. It's 4 cushions of a magnet opposing. What do you call it?
I thought you were going to say it's 4 cushions filled with Canadian politeness, and it just lifts it up and. Sorry about that. Just lifted higher and higher.
It's a company called Transpod. They over $500 million in funding. It's insane what they're doing. It's not a stupid vacuum sealed tube that Elon.
$500 million. That's like 500 million.
Yes. Yeah. So they got the incredible funding. They're building all these things. They did a test run in Paris. They did a test run in Montreal. Now they're doing it between Alberta and Toronto, I think. It's this crazy idea, but at least it's feasible. And Elon's great for thinking up Hyperloop, but the safety behind that, to make that long a tube that is a vacuum, that is filled with a cushion of air, I don't even know how that works. I don't get it, but Elon's a genius. I can't figure him out. That's fine. Anyway, I'm sure Maggie knows all about these things, and she's the best person to talk about. So, anyway,
yay.
Let's get going. This is a 15-minute video. Came out in September of this year. Has almost 80,000 views, 7,000 upvotes, 116 downvotes. So obviously people like it. Good going. All right. We got subtitles. We got volume. Everything's good. You guys are okay to watch? You're good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my browser's taking its time.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to another episode of Behind the Performance with your host, Stella Stanisberg.
The hell am I watching?
Is this like her weird... I'm trying to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her normal persona is so boring.
Yeah.
She had to make up one.
I was gonna say like her own Max Headroom, but I think it's just something else. So
It's just, is this her weird? Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
It's just
And today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite performers and certified genius, Elon.
hang on. This doesn't make sense. If this is on VHS, then these images wouldn't exist because no one uses VHS for that.
Yeah.
It's clever.
What?
It's the magic of editing, Hawk. Don't think about it. Just
No. Listen. Everything that Maggie says is truthful and factful, right? So she's misinformation. So she is a right winger. Oh my god.
Also, the
I can
cropping on
predict
the frame is just so bad. Like,
Oh yeah.
you can see the blue board.
Yeah.
God, Maggie, you're so bad. You're so cheap.
God, Maggie recorded over her own parents' wedding video just for this joke.
What a sacrifice. No wonder, like, she got disowned.
So this is the time when Elon went on SNL, I think, and
Yeah.
I never watched SNL. I don't know when he did this, but obviously he's doing a spoof on Mario.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
that's the only time I can give you for it.
Musk.
Whoa.
You would think that Jim is an interesting performer with a wide emotional range and consider parts of his work seminal. You would think that. Just don't come crying to me.
She's talking to a cat. Just
I know she's doing
Yeah,
a.
she's talking to a pussy.
Because
I know-
Maybe it's a
I know
metaphor
it's a
that
skin.
she's talking to her own pussy.
Oh, don't even start with that. Oh my god.
so she wants to have intercourse with herself.
Yes.
Get pegged by herself.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's doing the bad volume thing to make it feel like it's from the '80s and her mic is far away from her mouth or whatever. But I hope the voice.
oh my god, she's doing what I do.
I hope her voice quality picks up because it sounds pretty bad. Anyway,
Yeah, Hawk sounds way better than Maggie Mae Fish. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, we're connected to South Africa, so
Yeah, and I'm sat in the living room with two empty donut packets next to me.
okay. Here we go.
Burnt to a crisp, and you're down here eating canned sardines, and we're up in space eating our canned sardines.
This video is brought to you by Adam
Oh
and Eve.
no, not
Oh,
again.
no.
Fish. That's
Oh,
FISH.
Skip.
And get
Skip.
50% off one item, plus free shipping in the US and Canada.
Ah.
Some exclusions apply. The Sonic the Hedgehog cinematic universe dashed into our screens and hearts in 2020, and its sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, grinded down at the speed of sound the summer of 2022. Sonic
Can you call it the cinematic universe after one
It's
movie?
right now, it's
Yeah.
now just a series at this point.
I'm surprised she even knows it exists, but okay.
Yeah, but as in like the Sonic cinematic universe, it contains 2 movies.
Yeah.
What?
I guess that counts as a universe now.
I guess.
Yeah. I just don't. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't really care. I'm just saying.
It's fine. She can describe it any way she likes. It's fine.
Sonic is voiced by Ben Schwartz.
I'm Sonic.
James Marsden is also in the movie as something.
I hear raccoons have the cleanest mouths of any animal that routinely eats.
He's a person. Maggie, that's a human being. There's many of them in the world.
Yeah.
He's,
Not one of them, but that's fine.
yeah. Yeah, James Marsden there as
Clearly
some,
an alien.
so she's clearly not really watched this movie.
Well, was anything Sonic even good to begin with?
They are very okay movies. I have seen both of them.
It's for kids.
I'm not
It's-
denying that there might be good movies, but you know what I mean. It's
Yeah, it's like talking about Transformers. It's a specific niche that some people like.
Yeah.
It's for kids. It's fine.
So long as they don't
Yeah.
say the Michael Bay movies. The Michael Bay movies are for people on crack.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Garbage.
But the character who really steals the show is Dr. Robotnik.
I'm all-powerful, all-knowing.
Affectionately known as Dr. Eggman by his enemies and brought to life by the enigmatic Jim Carrey. The character of Sonic, his girl gang of friends, and his arch-rival Eggman have been around since 1991, as have I. So there is already a lot of groundwork
She's
for an actor
over
to pull
30.
from, while turning this iconic 2D villain into a 3-dimensional character for the big screen. The original Sonic games pitted these animals living in a lush environment against
What?
Robotnik and his cold metal machine.
What?
According to the Sonic News Network, Dr. Robotnik is an evil human scientist, boasts an IQ of 300, and is a genuine genius megalomaniac. He suffers from delusions of grandeur. He uses his scientific genius and robotic expertise to create weapons and gadgets in order to obtain power and dominance. And while his methods may change from game to game, they're all done with the same goal in mind: seeing himself in the spotlight.
He's a cartoon villain for the purposes of having
That
one.
is exact- Doesn't have any complexity or depth. He has occasional cool factor in one show.
Yeah.
One show.
He's supposed to
That
be.
show had.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've seen bits of one of the cartoons that Sonic did, where that was kind of
This
canceled
one?
before its time, really. Not this one. This one is a goofy psychedelic drug trip where the
This
logic
is the one that
is
I
that
saw.
you can,
I didn't like it. when I
or
was
you
a
can,
kid.
this one has the logic of this guy can blow into his hand and make a woman appear that is to seduce Sonic and put him into a trap.
That's
I
the
don't
least
think the
weirdest
sentence
part
you
about
just
it.
said was a sentence.
Well,
He blew,
I'm
he
trying
blew
to
into
explain something really freaking weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought she'd get into the Sonic Says part of the show, or whatever that's
Oh
called.
God!
Those are
The
the
Sonic
best ones.
says, well, there was another cartoon that was running simultaneously to this that was actually kind of cool based on what I've seen of it, and actually they made Robotnik intimidating somehow by giving him a really good voice.
Yeah,
Was
Jim
that the
Cummings is
one-
voicing Robotnik.
Oh,
and
awesome.
He's doing his evil voice, and it fits more. Actually, he was meant to be voicing Robotnik in this cartoon, but got replaced by this British guy.
That British guy had a name.
Long John Baldry. Yeah, that's his
I don't actually know his name, but carry on.
All right. Well, let's keep going.
I'm gonna be a TV star.
He's a bit of a drama queen. Elon Musk is a half-man, half-robot who needs no introduction.
No, that's
What-
Zuckerberg.
No. He's just a man, an African American actually, but less of the
hair
racism here.
transplant.
Yeah.
Maggie is conflating people again. She's talking about Mark Zuckerberg, and with the evil inventor guy, who's just we're just not getting the news of the really bad inventions because they probably either they blow up in his face or they get stopped by super agents or something. Is Jeff Bezos, who dreams of removing humanity from Earth, turning Earth into a natural reserve that you're only allowed to with like a special travel pass, and only the ruling class is allowed that, and the rest of humanity lives in cylindrical space stations that orbit the Earth with like one agrarian cylinder and a factory cylinder. And if he doesn't like one of them anymore, he'll just dump them into the atmosphere, and so that it burns.
That's the least evil thing that he has done. Like the most evil one is
yes?
like what he's been doing with Lord of the Rings. But yeah,
Yeah, that's something. Well, that is something that he's actually doing right now.
yeah.
But
that's the
yeah,
most evil act.
there was a big interview. I don't know, I think in Forbes or one of these things, these economist magazines, and that's why he told about his vision of for humanity that he has, and that shit scares me.
Yeah.
When Elon wants to build a hyperloop, just let him have fun with making bubbles with his giant straw.
Bubbles, yeah. People are gonna splat
fine.
on the bottom of that thing.
Look, the hyperloop it's creating jobs, and it's not ever gonna hurt anyone because it's not gonna work.
Bridge to nowhere. Oh god. Private bridge to nowhere. Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. It's contrary to what we call ABMs in Germany, from socialist Germany, Arbeitsbeschaffungsmaßnahme. That's something that the socialists did, where they just created tasks for you to do that they would pay you for that were completely pointless, just so that they could claim that we don't have any unemployed people. They're all doing things.
They're digging a hole with a spoon.
Yeah. And look, the hyperloop is at least some science will come out of it that can be applied elsewhere.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
At least that it's a money thing. Okay. Thunderfoot. It's okay.
Oh, Thunderfoot video. Yeah, it was a while ago.
He's still obsessed with it, is he?
I don't know. There hasn't been too much news on the Hyperloop, as far as I know, outside of what came from Canada. So I don't know.
I haven't.
All right.
I haven't watched Thunderfoot in years, but it doesn't matter that there's no news about the Hyperloop. Thunderfoot just kept making videos how dumb it is, and yes, it is. So the fucking what? Let the man burn his money.
Yeah, he already did. He bought Twitter.
Elon Musk from actually says more about you
Yeah.
than it does him. Do you think he's the inventor of Tesla? Well, then you're a sucker because he actually just bought in early.
It's April Fool's somewhere.
Or do you
No, but he made PayPal, didn't he?
Yeah, X.com. He
He
started
was one of the
PayPal.
co-founders.
Yeah, one of the co-founders. You're right. He only owns stock in Tesla. He has no other equities. It's kind of weird. He's one of those guys who just jumps on one thing and does everything he can, and then jumps on another thing, does everything he can, and just keeps going.
You know, for that man who owns nothing, he just spent $44 billion like it was fucking spare change.
I know.
So,
And he sold like I don't know, $4 billion in Tesla stock right before he bought it, and I was like, that's interesting. So
And look, the man is clearly autistic. The good kind of autistic. If he sets his mind to build a
Claim
colony,
ownership over him, huh?
what? No. I mean, if he gets determined to do something, he'll just throw shit tons of money at it. So if he wants to build a Mars colony, if that is possible to work with the technology we have right now or can develop in the near future, it's going to work through him because he wants to do that.
I don't know. I played enough Doom not to try that, but all right.
That's another problem.
yeah,
That's another.
I agree. Doom has taught me that colonies on Mars do not work.
okay.
Exactly. They are just a portal to hell.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, every colony to Mars will, within the century, declare independence from Earth.
Well, if he can get his robotics
that would
company,
be amazing.
I know he's building robots, but I don't think it's an actual patent yet. I don't know what he's doing with robots, but if he can get close to making robots, he's obviously going to send robots to Mars first. They're going to do all the work, and then once it's safe,
He's going to make brain microchip convicts up there.
oh my god, what? Okay. Interesting idea.
Use of prison, use of good use of conserving prison space.
Oh boy.
yeah.
That sounds like a movie waiting
Yeah,
to happen.
But the problem is if we do that, then the crime rate on Mars is just going to be absolutely insane.
It's just going to be another Australia.
100% crime.
No, it'll be worse.
All of
No,
them
it'll be worse
speak
because
English.
they'll all be black, won't they?
No. Look, that's why when you have them as brain microchipped zombies, you will also have a kill switch.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but also, as I've been told before by many girls, black on red doesn't really work as a core scheme. It just wouldn't be very fashionable.
This sounds like a weird episode of playing Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I was like, what? What am I saying again?
Which
I'm just saying,
episode of Red Dwarf is this?
Yeah.
Just remember that the rate right now is 13% for 80% of the crime. If there's 100% up there, what's crime going to be? Come on, guys.
Way of
Simple
life.
maths.
A singularity of crime.
Nothing to get done. There'd be robots getting
Look, it'll collapse in on itself and open a portal to hell.
Okay. Anyway.
That's what's gonna
Back
happen.
to the video. We're off topic.
First black man on Mars. 20 minutes later, first crime committed on Mars.
Oh, God. Anyway, let's go.
Let's keep going.
Think he's single-handedly going to save the human race by populating Mars. Do you think he's funny on Twitter?
When the zombie apocalypse happens, you'll be glad you bought a flamethrower. Works against hordes of the undead or your money back.
Yes, it does.
Then there's
It's a
nothing.
joke, honey. It's a joke. Haha.
Yeah, but
anyone.
she herself likes the horror shit.
We
Why
can all
doesn't
agree
she
that
like the
Musk
joke?
is someone who does all he can to put the focus.
It's also a Spaceballs reference.
Yeah, because it has
no one watched
Too much for
Spaceballs.
Maggie.
Because
she's an anti-Semite, so she doesn't like Spaceballs.
Yeah, I remember when he came out with those flamethrowers, he did zero marketing. He actually said, do not buy these. And they sold out within like the first week or something.
If I had the money, I would have bought one. Who doesn't want a fucking flamethrower?
Well, they had to change it because it was actually deadlier than they originally. They couldn't just sell it as is, so they had to downgrade it. So the fire was not that far.
Funny? Why not sell it to the military? They don't have any rules. Many, or not many.
Yeah.
I would have see that's even better than advertised. That's how you should advertise your flamethrower. Better than advertised.
Zero advertising.
Tesla the flamethrower, better than advertised. It writes itself.
He could literally say, "Don't buy this," and people bought it. And yet Maggie has numerous adverts, and still can't sell a fucking thing.
Well, she's selling.
There are
sex
people who
store.
want to watch her for some reason.
I don't know why she affiliated herself with a sex store online thing. That's a bit strange.
You can't understand.
Well, she's a crazy woman. She's a crazy woman, so she's obsessed with masturbation.
Well, there's dozens, if not hundreds, of options to sell on your YouTube video, and she chooses a sex store. I'm like, what is happening in this girl's mind?
Also, it's on a kids' movie.
Yeah.
Even stranger.
Yeah.
And now she's going to paint the picture like, oh, this is all one big ego trip for Elon. Honey, he is revolutionizing the world to bring people back into space.
While constantly on weed, as we saw on Joe Rogan.
Well, that was the first time he did it. That was arguably the first time he did weed, and the only time he didn't like it. But
sure,
his brain is so going off on all cylinders. I don't think he needs weed. I think he's good to go any time of day.
I know. I do know some high IQ autists who did get addicted to various drugs because they couldn't take their brains firing all the time.
Yeah.
They wanted them to shut down. And I am happy for every high IQ autist who gets this bloody thing under control because it can drive you nuts.
I don't see
to the
Elon...
point that you just
drug was
burn
Amber
fuses.
Heard, so
oh my
it had
God.
to be put on stop.
Well, maybe she beat some sense into him.
So what Whisp is saying is, if you're a high, function autist, just take crystal meth.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I don't know what everybody took.
Just say.
Years ago.
I couldn't understand the accent there. Were you saying yes?
Okay.
Yes, take crystal meth.
Either way,
No.
either way,
yes to crystal meth.
Elon seems like a very, I wouldn't say humble, but I wouldn't say outgoing. He's more like a shy, introverted sort of fellow to me.
He's not a spotlight seeker, but
No.
he's a good troll.
Like, look at, we think of Tony Stark as his comparison in fiction. He's the opposite of Musk. He's the exact opposite of Musk. So Musk wants to get things done. He sees a problem. He's like, what do we do? How do we solve computers taking over the world? Well, we got to become them. It's like, oh my, what? Like, how? So, like, he's doing all these things.
You got to become the problems?
Well, that's what the Neuralink is all about, is interfacing with machines. And expanding our consciousness.
As a kid, I would have loved that. And now that I know more about tech, I think, oh fucking shit, no, don't do it.
Well, he's
Don't
trying to
fucking do
solve all these big problems. He's always talking about population. People say, "Oh, we have a population growth problem." It's like, no, we have the opposite problem.
No, we don't.
Yeah, even though there's like 8 billion on the planet.
We knew 10 years ago now. Oh my god, 10 years ago. We knew 10 years ago. Let's see, that's the real data. That population will cap at 10 billion. Because all these fucking models forget that the old generation keeps dying.
They live longer.
People don't just get born, they also die.
Hold on. Are you telling me that old people die? I just thought if you just slapped a mask on people and locked them in a house, they'd live forever.
No, that's what the Egyptians did.
Yeah, we all go to New Orleans and we wear masks all day and no one knows who anyone is anymore.
Yeah.
Constant parades all day, every day, all season long.
Yeah, that's Germany. We have mask mandates now.
Oh,
again,
not those.
Again.
Well, to be honest with you, I've seen some German people. I'd wear masks.
Oh, all right. Anyway, back to Maggie bashing Elon for being Elon.
She's just jealous.
She's
She's always
that
jealous.
He cares about the most himself. Just like Robotnik,
Projection!
he also suffers from ridiculous delusions of grandeur.
We will coup whoever we want. Deal with it.
Uses his scientific knowledge of robots to dress a guy up in a robot suit. And he's also a bit of a drama queen.
If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you.
I know, he's a little weird.
Weird?
No.
What do you mean with that? Don't you get the joke? It's not, and then that's not drama queening. Maggie, that's you. You are a drama queen. We've watched your videos. Way too many of them. I don't know why we're still sane. I'm not sure everyone on the panel is. I don't know whether I am. Because how could I tell? The insane don't know that they're insane. Because internally everything makes sense. So, Maggie, to you everything internally makes sense. You don't understand that you're insane.
Well, this is where we're stuck.
Musk saying
we don't know
Musk
if she's
making
acting.
making a being suicided joke is about him pissing off the wrong people or saying the wrong things, because there are people who get suicided. Have you known of this wonderful woman who wanted to be president? She has an interesting track record.
Oh, well, let's not get into politics yet. I'm sure Maggie will get there for us. She's conflating.
That's why we make these jokes.
Well, yeah, but after she gets there on her own. So
we have in Germany we have a news category, at least in the blog scene, that we call obvious case of suicide.
Oh.
Which is the type of suicide that has two headshots to the back while being tied up.
And one of them is
in
a
bag.
shotgun.
Yeah, in a travel bag. That's an obvious case of suicide. We've had, and I'm not kidding. We've had these things classified as suicides.
It's like what was it? There's a joke that goes, the last guy who had to count the votes accidentally committed suicide by stabbing himself brutally in the stomach with his own hairbrush. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah. Well, the guy got to replace him. Yeah, cut his own head off while tying his shoes. You're like that? What? It's like, yeah, both suicides.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally a case of suicide. It was totally a suicide.
Obviously.
Ignore the improbability of it. Yeah.
all right. Okay.
No,
He's
no
a
way.
psychological tire fire.
But he's also brilliant. And his drone tech is revolutionary.
Jim Carrey is a comedian who needs no introduction. But I think we should briefly remind
It
ourselves.
says Jim Carrey is a Canadian who needs no introduction on the subtitles.
Great.
He technically is, but she is, I believe,
Maggie,
right?
Maggie, why are you doing this? Jim Carrey is a comedian who needs no introduction. Then you're gonna do it anyway.
I'm sorry.
But yes, he is a Canadian American. Oh my god.
I guess we're kind of funny.
I
I
don't know
don't know.
Wow.
why I'm laughing so much at it, to be honest.
This is horrible.
I guess she read that and just went, yeah, he's a funny guy. Okay. And then someone wrote, it's Canadian. Yeah, it's funny, Canadian.
Can you imagine if she'd been saying her entire life, oh my god, I thought it was Canadian, not comedian.
Yeah, for sure she thinks that epiphenia is apoplexy.
Oh, that's
Sunny replies she made a comment
Oh.
Wow.
that I made because either she says, oh, you're looking at me in rage. It's just like, no, we just think you have horrible case of epiphenia.
I know, I just think you're a delusional bin. I guess honestly, in the 1800s, you'd have been strapped up and put in a padded cell for the stuff you come out.
Maybe she associates Canadians who are comedians the same, like John Candy from the 90s or something. I don't know.
They're all the same people.
Yeah, they're all the same.
There's just been one Canadian comedian.
They all look the same to me.
Oh my god, you've lost a lot of weight since Uncle Buck, Jim Carrey.
Hey, Dan Aykroyd, you look less crazy than I remember you. Anyway.
Details of how Carrey can also fall into this trap of self-aggrandizing and his own version of megalomania.
Look at your career. I have a career. Your career is...
There's a career, but there's no me. If you take me out of that question, then fine.
I don't believe in personalities.
What?
I don't believe that you exist, but...
He jokes around. Also, God rest, Norm. Oh, we need more Norm.
Yeah, everyone loved Norm.
Also,
can we bring him back?
Nuts. He's also somewhat nuts. He's always been slightly nuts.
Well, he's Canadian.
How else do you explain him being able to get into the Grinch costume and manage to perform through that makeup?
It's like
without
no,
going
but the thing is, it's for that. Oh, do you think Jim Carrey's insane? Flashbacks to both Ace Ventura movies. Yes.
Yes.
But the part that Maggie doesn't understand here is that he's an entertainer, and all these entertainers in this instance, like outside the actual character role on screen, he's still entertaining. He's still not himself. He's still performing.
Well, this is
at these galas, at these interviews. It's still performing. It's still not the real person.
Yeah, this is the problem we have with Maggie is we don't know if she's making a joke in her acting, this is my YouTube channel sort of joke, or she's being serious and she's just having a good time.
Oh no, she's blending these things into each other.
Yeah, we can't tell if
she's not. I don't think she's drawing a line between that. I don't think she's cognitively capable of it.
Right. When she says crazy stuff like RoboCop is a trans sex narrative or whatever, we know she's being serious because you can't just like make a joke about that and take it.
Someone get the tar and the feathers, please.
Yeah. Like there's certain acts of your brain that require effort, and you can't just make jokes like that up. So this is the problem we have. At least I have.
The joke that Trump wants to plow his own daughter.
Oh
yeah.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, I know, but that's something she actually said on a video. Yeah, she said that in a video saying, "No, we totally didn't elect a president who wants to plow his own daughter."
Inappropriate.
Is she talking about
like
Joe
a president
Biden?
That she doesn't.
Yeah,
like
no, she's talking about Trump after Trump talked about.
She's mixing up the presidents.
This was in 2016.
Yeah, this is like the first video we ever did of her. I think she made that joke.
Yeah, we just started busting up laughing because we were just like, "Wow!"
It was strange for the time.
This is what I mean. It's just a bit like she's clearly insane, right? And there is no like ifs or buts. She's just insane. So I don't take anything that she says like seriously because she's nuts.
Right, and we talk about
this is the rantings.
We talk
this
about
is the rantings of. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to bring up like someone like Stephen Colbert when he was first popular. He was doing a parody of a right-wing commentator person in that world, and you knew he was goofing around. But that's why he was good, because he got away with doing a parody. It's a parody. He's not. You don't take it seriously. You can bring up silly things about Americans that you usually wouldn't, and everyone could have a good laugh. Nowadays, he's not joking around. He's literally calling them horrible people and all this other stuff. And it's like, you're no longer the funny man. You're the commentator.
Yeah, but also the thing is, the stuff that he was parodying is like, oh, it's ridiculous. Now the stuff that he takes as serious is like ridiculous. This is the problem. The left wing has gone so nuts that you really don't know where you stand with anything, because they have nothing beyond. To be honest with you, and I know this is going to be like a Wisp, thing. There is nothing with the left wing beyond the next revolution. So nothing makes sense because it's not meant to make sense. It's just everything is just pushed towards the glorious communist revolution where they will become the leaders, and you've got these idiotic actors and comedians who don't quite understand it, but they're following along because they're going along with it, and because they don't understand it, they've become more whacked out and weird. And people like Maggie, who I'm just going to say is insane. I don't think she's not insane. I think she is clinically insane.
She is.
Is being
positioning thing is surprisingly simple. It is their position is the opposite of your position, and therefore your position is wrong and bad.
And it does not even matter.
They don't really have their own position. They define their position by being the opposite of yours.
Yeah, it's like I've stopped obviously talking about politics in real life because I've realised that everyone in like my fucking hometown's retarded. But it literally got to the point where. Because they knew I was obviously I'm right wing or whatever they say.
You're not a communist, so you must be right wing.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever I said, they're the opposite of it. I had people literally calling for genocide because I didn't want genocide, and they didn't want to be.
They didn't want to did not want to share a single opinion with you. So if you say you are for human rights, they would be against them.
Yeah, but the funny thing about this is they were saying about how like obviously the Conservative Party in my country is really bad, they're against human rights and all this sort of stuff, and that the Tories are planning a genocide. And I said, you know something, if Tories really were planning a genocide, I would not vote for them. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, but well, the genocide might be a good thing because it would get rid of. I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on.
Whoa, how are they not the Nazis?
Well, they're not Nazis because they have that hammer and sickle flag.
Yeah, they are horrible socialists.
Anyway, less about
let's get
the joys
back
of living in a
to
left-wing town.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Jim Carrey being a I don't know, whatever she's trying to say. Jim Carrey.
Megalomaniac.
Okay.
Megalomaniac. That's what she's calling him.
She's calling him that because she can't admit that that's what she is.
Jim is a pretty humble guy, at least at the beginning. I don't know what he's like now, but he's still pretty humble. Like all the comedians I've seen, they're all pretty humble guys. So
he is. You just don't ask him about politics.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, don't ask anybody about politics. Simple fucking rule.
Yeah.
He'll sometimes
the problem is with actors. Yeah,
I was just going to say he sometimes will get too far into a role to the degree that he'll say, "Oh, X, Y, or Z is coming. The ghost of X, Y, or Z is coming right through me, and making me do all these things." And he just kind of behaves like a bit of a jerk on set because he's channeling the character. Daniel Day-Lewis has this exact same problem.
He's a method actor.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Oh well.
Let's go.
Never ask. Actors shouldn't have or shouldn't voice their political opinions because that destroys their careers, and it destroys the entertainment.
Okay.
That's all.
There is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
His behavior on the set of Man on the Moon was notorious,
Oh,
famously
yep.
taking up method acting for the role and completely losing himself in the characters. in a bad way. He was impossibly rude to his coworkers, made it very difficult for everyone else on set, and was...
Wasn't
Do
Maggie
we have
on
a
board with...
confirmation on that? Or is she just pulling all of these accusations out of her ass?
Are we
These are
talking?
actually true.
Are we talking
as
like
far
Jared?
as I'm aware, Jim Carrey was quite nuts on the set of Man in the Moon.
Yeah, we're not talking like Jared Leto style of crazy, but
No.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's Andy Kaufman, isn't it, that he was playing?
yeah.
With stuff. He's also been notorious for being a dickhead as well.
Yeah.
There's a
wasn't Maggie on board with the Amber Heard train?
Oh God.
Why wouldn't
yes, she was. No, she was 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So would these accusations, because about her as well as Brie Larson, these accusations are completely true. These were horrible divas who were just assholes to other actors. Do these things count against them?
No.
And that's not it. And with them, it's not a product of getting lost in the role, because those actresses can't act. They can't method act and they can't normal act. They can just stand there and stare with their one expression, which is their resting bitch face.
So Carrey is a good actor. He's also a very elastic sort of comedian. He has elastic comedy. Musk is just a guy who's popular.
And Dr. Eggman is a fictional cartoon villain based on a video game.
Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do with this connection, but I'm waiting to get.
I think it's just, she's going to try and say they're all megalomaniacs who just want world domination somehow.
Really?
Yeah, there would again be Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but
Mark Zuckerberg comes off as way more evil than Elon Musk. Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Zuckerberg comes off as a sociopath.
All right, let's go.
Mark Zuckerberg comes across as the Borg.
Footage of his antics from set were released years later in a documentary.
Universal didn't want the footage we took behind the scenes to surface so that people wouldn't think I was an asshole.
Carrey hasn't dabbled in those dark arts of method acting since, but I think it's apropos that he might see a little of himself in someone like Musk, a part of his own ego that he may not necessarily like, and whose co-workers for sure didn't. I can also imagine that Elon Musk's attempt at humor offended Jim Carrey.
See you on Mars, suckers. Just kidding. That's the option then.
As I think they offend anyone that knows what a joke vaguely sounds like.
People are so mean now online.
In his Inside the Actor's Studio, Carrey notes that a lot of his humor comes from spoofing on people's ego.
The other thing that I...
Maggie, could it be that you just don't like Musk's jokes because some of them aim at your political side and your ego?
Probably. I don't know. We're talking about an insane woman.
An insane narcissistic woman. There's... it's not necessary to add that because it's always true, apparently.
What?
Just to hit home
it's
why she feels attacked, and then it's not funny when she's attacked.
It's always
Maggie can dish out, but she can't take. That's a problem.
I'm still waiting for the connection she's going to make here, but I don't know where she's going just because he appeared on SNL and try to use their cheap jokes to make people laugh. I don't know if it was any good. I never watch SNL.
Well, if it's on SNL, it's not funny, is it? So
yeah.
I've never.
Well, did you hear? What did you hear about the latest thing about SNL? What they've had to do, which the cast aren't happy about. The producers have said the cast has got to start making actual funny jokes.
That would be nice. Yeah, I think that's the problem from even 30 years ago.
And obviously, the cast is saying we're going to go on strike, and everyone's gone, "Oh, you haven't yet."
Yeah, you know what? The last time I ever laughed at SNL was watching Norm Macdonald in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh, yeah. Here's something. He didn't recently go on it. No, he didn't.
No, but didn't it recently come out that the U.S. government was telling SNL what message to bring with what they make jokes about?
Really?
There's a little.
It might
bit
explain
of
why
that.
the jokes got shit.
Well, but then again, there's always been a bit of iffiness with SNL because the reason why Norm got sacked from SNL is because wasn't one of the producers friends with O.J. Simpson.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Why would you be friends with O.J. Simpson?
The 90s.
Oh, so he didn't murder you and your family. That's why.
The 90s was like watching Star Trek and sitcoms, and then SNL would be on like 11:30 or 12 or whatever, and you never stay up to watch it unless something really good was on, which was Norm Macdonald or who's the guy from Austin Powers, the actor there, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Like stuff like that was good. Wayne's World, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was fun. Everything else was just forgettable, unfortunately. And after that was all gone, like all those guys did their own movies. There was no talent there. There was no really good talent that stuck out, at least to me, after the 90s, after the internet and all that stuff. So nowadays, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea who watches that. Anyway.
Was doing was trying to make fun of the leading man and make fun of the ego of the guy who's got the answers and the guy who always makes the right move. I always spoof my own ego. I mean, I make arrogant statements and things like that, and I'm not that way. I have a certain belief system and confidence in myself, but you know, I do like to make fun of ego and say I'm the greatest thing on earth.
Imagine that you're Jim Carrey, already no stranger to creating caricatures of incompetently powerful people, tasked with bringing an iconic megalomaniac to life, one that is especially obsessed with technology, who also needs the validation of constant praise.
Come on, that's hilarious. What's the matter with you?
And who will lash out with anger at the slightest thing not going exactly his way.
And how does that relate to Elon Musk?
How does that relate
So
to
Elon Musk got inspired by the 90s Robotnik cartoon.
How does Robotnik need attention from anyone? He's a freaking crazy person. He doesn't need anyone to love
He's
him.
mainly talking to himself.
Yeah.
He's
literally talking to himself in that scene, by the way. He's talking to a rock.
And a bunch of iPods. And Musk doesn't seem like the guy who constantly needs validation. He seems as you said, he seems introverted. As an introvert, you don't need that all the time. But Maggie is an extrovert, and she's a narcissist. She needs attention all the fucking, and that's why she makes these crazy videos.
That's
crazy fashion.
The signs of extroverts. They need to not to be the center of attention, but they need the validation that what they're doing is good or people like it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just keep going crazy. And I'm an independent unless you're in your own world and you don't care about the rest. You don't need the validation then. But entertainers need that attention. Comedians need that, or else they're not good comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't make anyone laugh.
Yeah, you need to get that attention.
You fail at your job.
Exactly. You have to garner it. You have to make them laugh, and you just go back and forth. I'll give you more attention to make you laugh, so I get the laughs. All right, great. I'm good at what I do. Let me keep doing my set. And sometimes my jokes won't land. I'll cut to that for the next time I'm on stage. Mm-hmm. And that's a tour that they do for wherever they are in the world. So that's comedy. You need to be a bit extroverted, and you need to be a bit. They say comedy comes from a place of pain or loneliness.
No, not really, but it helps. That's rather depression. Many great comedians are depressed, and their comedy is a coping mechanism.
You're right, yeah.
That they then use to make other people happy, which gives them in return meaning that, hey, I make other people happy. That helps me be happy.
So what you're saying is, Wisp, it comes from a place of pain.
Yeah, but not the way Smut said it.
What?
Well, no, Smut said it in simpler terms. You just had a 10-minute.
Yeah, I have to be
Talk
funny.
about-
I take a stick and I beat my back, and then I make up jokes.
It's just like it comes from a place of pain, and you're like, no, it comes from depression. I'm like, no.
I see what you mean. It's all right.
All right.
Yeah. This reminds me of, like, it comes from depression. You mean German happiness? It's like,
Maybe that's why I did not understand your conflation.
Okay. Fine. It's fine.
See, I haven't watched German comedies with you yet.
Oh
yeah. How many Germans does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. We don't have light bulbs. We just stare angrily in the dark.
That is the wrong answer. The correct answer to how many Germans do you need to screw in a light bulb is 1. Because we are efficient and have no sense of humor.
No. It's 1, 2, Polizei. 3, 4.
The answer is that Jim takes another joke and explains why that joke is bad.
All right, let's.
I think that's autism.
Where are we again? Okay, we're talking about Jim Carrey. Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm never wrong.
So anyways, that's how I ended up working for Jim Carrey's mushroom dealer for about a week. He didn't come in, but his photo was on the wall, so...
Louis, did you find a bug?
What?
Look who just...
She is acting so much more like a caricature of Jim Carrey.
This is so weird.
This is the insane thing. She's like the attempt of a caricature of Jim Carrey's acting.
I'm getting tired.
Maggie, are you the one who craves attention and validation?
Yes.
Just a question.
Yes,
are you projecting that onto other people? Because you can't admit it to yourself.
All right. Okay. Let's keep.
And anyway,
that's
how I did it. Yeah. Okay. Maggie.
Decided to join us. It's the loud member of the household.
Honestly, I
I'm
thought I
turning down the volume.
hallucinated you.
I was just about to break down Jim Carrey's performance in the children's Sonic movie.
Whoa. You're talking about the Sonic movies. Okay, you're looking at a Sonic expert and one-time Sonic fan.
No. I bull crap.
I'm gonna have to bug Gingaman and ask him what a Sonic expert looks like or sounds like.
Because that I believe that Maggie Mae Fish is as much of a Sonic expert as she is a Dark Souls expert.
Well, she has just admitted that she has looked up the Wikipedia article for Dr. Eggman. So
yeah, God, I'm a Sonic expert. Anyway, enough about that Italian plumber. Let's get on to Carrey.
Why does she look like a guy in a wig?
Okay.
Because she's androgynous and she's been cursed with androgynous features.
She's trans.
So androgynous women look
If
ugly?
anyone has anything to say about his performance, it's gonna be me. Yeah, me and Louis.
Ooh, yeah.
You're still just talking to a cat.
Well, I
How
guess...
is it?
Nonsense.
How is it?
I guess her husband has left him.
Is
How is
she
this-
ever married?
Yeah, I think she has a partner and that's it.
Oh, let's not speculate, guys. Please stop.
That's not. Hold on. Let's
You just don't want us to shatter your dreams.
What? My dreams of what?
Yeah, Smud. You always just say, at least she's got pretty eyes. And now you're like, oh, let's not try and
She
think
has
whether
she has nice teeth. She's got a nice smile. I'll give her that.
What is she, a horse?
Yeah.
Is she a horse?
This Maggie Mae Fish. I can see her jumping over loads of hedges in the Grand National. Yeah, good girl.
Horse bonding level 4.
It's okay,
Oh, yeah.
Smud. We know you want to lay some pipe with Maggie Mae Fish. You don't have to keep it hidden from us.
Oh no,
No, Don. You got to say you just want to lay in some hay, don't you? Lay the hay.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. See,
And then
Hawk does
would be
it
like,
right. He's more articulate with his metaphors.
Well,
all right, here we go.
You need to be subtle.
Girl.
Girl.
Oh.
Oh.
I think this,
All
this
right,
frame
girl.
that we stopped on is it's a very racist frame against Asians.
Oh my God! What? How is?
Maggie, why are you racist against Asians?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, I love the fact that
they
the
keep going.
fish videos just descend into chaos.
Okay.
Obviously, Maggie Mae Fish is just a Chinese spy.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, let's get going.
I don't really listen to other people. It detracts from my process.
You know what? I actually think I have a copy of my fanfic somewhere in these boxes.
Oh
As an actor,
no!
Jim
Why
Carrey has a
would
huge
you?
range and has played characters all over the map. He's especially adept at oscillating between representational acting, like in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and presentational acting, like in Ace Ventura. To put it simply, representational acting is when the actor ignores the audience, and presentational acting is when the actor is aware of the audience. They both have their purposes in place. And
It's ironic. She just
the
mentioned.
character.
No, but I'm just saying, isn't it ironic she mentioned the character noticing the audience while over the Truman Show, which is about a man being watched and he doesn't know it.
Yeah, this is
only at the end, like he realizes that.
Yeah, this is a very specific stage reference where the actors address and even sometimes talk to audiences in the stage. There's nothing in the Truman Show where Carrey is breaking the fourth wall. Or how would you?
He breaks the fictional fourth wall, as in the fourth wall that exists in the show to escape.
Yeah, but I think she's referring to the camera.
Oh, yeah. I know what she's referring to. I'm just trying to answer your question.
I know, but it's like the camera becomes the fourth wall in the movie. You're like, okay, but you could say that about any movie where the actor is looking directly at the camera and saying a monologue or something. Like that's not what that's something totally different than the stage direction that you would give to like a I can't remember the name of it was a children's musical. It was a South African I can't remember the name of it, but the singer would address the audience. And in one case, they brought the audience member on the stage to dance with them, and that was it. It was a very simple little thing, just to show that there was some interaction with the audience. Like I don't know, I guess you could say Rocky Horror Picture Show when they spray blood into the seats, the front row, like that's interaction.
Viewings of the room where they have spoons prepped for the audience to throw at the screen.
Maybe that's the opposite direction. Maybe. Yeah, this is nothing to do with acting. This is just the actual script will have the stage direction say you have to address the audience.
There's also 3 types of acting. There's classic, traditional acting. There's method acting, and there's Meissner acting.
Right.
Traditional acting is just I am thinking of this as the character. Method acting is pulling from your own experiences and hoping to use that. Meissner acting is thinking, okay, how can I get my co-star to react in the way that I want them to? Does have anything to do with fourth wall breaking or being aware of the audience?
Right.
I guess
you could.
I think all actors are aware of the audience.
Yeah, because she's using the wrong word. What she should have said is the character is aware of the audience.
The character is addressing the camera, looking at the camera. Yeah, something like that.
The way Jim Carrey he does his situational comedy, these performance comedy jokes that he does in Ace Ventura, in The Mask. It's all acted as if he's aware of the audience. It's not directly fourth wall breaks. It's in The Mask. It's more that.
Right.
Because you have these other shots in Ace Ventura, especially, where the normal characters are having a conversation and Ace Ventura is doing his silly nonsense still in the background, which makes him look absolutely insane, which he is. And I think she means that, and can't pull it apart. But I wouldn't make the dichotomy that she makes, because these are just special characters that make cartoon humor, if you will.
Yeah, we could talk about Deadpool being a fourth wall break here and there, because he makes references that have nothing to do with the narrative that only the audience would get, as opposed to Naked Gun or Spaceballs, where they cut and the world of the film is off to the side, where what's his face hits the guy with a sword and like he did it, like, oh, okay, like that's not fourth wall breaking.
The cameraman falls down.
That's closer to what's happening in the Truman Show, where the Truman sees the camera and he's like, what is that? Oh, it's a camera.
What was the example?
Or when I had a.
All right, think of it like.
Go for it, Wes. Go.
Yeah, this performance humor that Jim Carrey does. Think of it like Looney Tunes, when Wile E. Coyote gives the camera a look, like he looks at you, gives you this look of, oh fuck.
Right.
It's that trick.
Yeah.
It's not a direct fourth wall break, because some people do that in real life. They just look to the side and think, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's
as if there is a camera when there isn't.
Yeah, the classic example I always say is Trading Spaces with Eddie Murphy, where the guy's explaining the commodities market, and he's like, "This is orange juice. This is gold bullion." Blah 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 blah, and then he's nodding his head, going, "Yeah, yeah," and he's laughing, and then he just stops and looks and gives this deadpan look directly into the camera for 2 seconds, because everyone gets, yeah, this is so basic, dumb, obvious that you don't need this explained to me. I'm not a dumb guy. So.
Or in The Grinch, where he says, "Kids today, so desensitized by movies and television."
Okay. Anyway, yeah, just to clear this up, because I do not agree with what she's framing, addressing the audience like it's a one-man Greek tragedy where there's only one actor and they have to address the audience. They have nothing to work with. Anyway.
Craft. Like, for example, most of the work I do here on YouTube is presentational because, well, you're right there, silly. But when I audition for a TV show or film, they're usually looking for representational actors.
Yeah, really, no wonder you don't get hired. Anyway. What do you think you are? Princess fucking Leia? Was that a fucking reveal?
My question is, what is she applying for? A Hallmark movie?
But the description she just gave is like the audience is always a voyeur. It's always going to be that way. Yes. We're always looking into whatever the camera's showing us, whether or not she's looking at the camera. Who cares where her attention is, or what angle the camera's coming at? What difference does that make? We're all voyeur. All movies are voyeuristic.
That's basic film school shit.
Like we talk about third-person omniscient perspective in books because the writer can, if they want to use that perspective, they can say, okay, I'm going to have a story in the first chapter where the guy is monologuing, we're hearing his innermost thoughts. In the next chapter, we're zipping through space and we're going through rooms of a spaceship as we see people going about their day. We could do that. You could do that in movies too, with camera work. So it's still voyeuristic. The difference becomes when you have first-person perspective in writing, where you're coming directly from one person's thoughts, and they're talking in the singular, and they don't see past their room. They don't see past their nose because that's all you get. That's first person. So I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if this even applies. This is some weird stage direction stuff, and she's applying it to film, and I'm like, this doesn't work. I'd have to ask a film major specifically because I don't think this connects properly. But okay, never mind. It's not important.
acting, which allows the viewer to be a voyeur. Carrey will often flip between the two acting styles in the very same film, depending on the circumstances.
Really?
Like in The Mask. You could argue that when he's playing Stanley Ipkiss, he's utilizing representational acting, but when he puts on the mask, he becomes extremely aware of us, the audience. In constructing Dr. Robotnik, Carrey again whips back and forth between...
All right, so you guys don't know, The Mask is pretty much fourth wall breaking. It's, I mean,
yes.
He's addressing the camera. Can you imagine The Mask not addressing
his whole shtick?
Yeah, if you imagine The Mask not looking at the camera when he says all his lines, it'd be stupid. Like, where are you looking, buddy?
Imagine The Mask just acting exactly like Stanley Ipkiss. It's
just like in my YouTube videos.
Because the Mask character is looking at the camera, it's non-representational. Like, what the hell are you talking? Anyway, here's
I don't know.
Here's Gigaman Prime. Thanks for the 5, sir. I don't know why you gave me 5, but thank you. They're usually looking for representational acting, says the white bitch so pale she's almost a ghost. Oh, that was a low blow, sir.
Hey.
That's a bit too far.
That's mean. I'm paler than her.
Okay.
Oh
God.
I just...
She is using her limited or old knowledge of film and stage and applying it to where it doesn't belong. And we're sitting there going, "Honey, what are you trying to say?" Carrey.
Also, we're halfway through this video, and so far she's taken 8 minutes 19 seconds to get to the point of trying to make out that Dr. Robotnik or Eggman, played by Jim Carrey, is based on Elon Musk because they're both evil, and I've yet to see why.
We don't know. We don't know the connection.
Because Elon Musk wanted free speech, and free speech is of course evil because he's a communist.
This is September, and he was interested in buying it in. Was it August? He made the pitch?
May.
Okay, it's
May,
3 months.
But like it all fell apart, and like for months before this,
they sued. They sued him into buying it.
Yeah.
They pretty much sued him.
Oh shit! After suing him into buying it, he does know all our secrets. Oh no!
Yeah, but imagine
all
suing
of a sudden, all the companies across the board are firing their useful idiot SJW staff, which are actually useless people, but they're useful idiots for spreading propaganda. No, they're just firing them in every industry. What the hell? Twitter Japan is really funny because the trending it came out that the trending topics is completely doctored because now it isn't doctored anymore. They fired all the moderators, and now there's the trending stuff suddenly doesn't consist of stupid political bullshit anymore, but anime and anime and anime. What a surprise. And one of the leading feminist nutjobs in Japan complained that her articles aren't being pushed by the algorithm anymore and not appearing in trending, although she called the right people who usually do that. So they do doctor it. Okay, thank you for your acknowledgement, you stupid pin.
Yeah, Twitter's supposed to be an aggregate, not an actual news organization. So...
Yeah, I think Musk has fired so far 50% of the employees from Twitter, and apparently it just got the highest rate of users a few days ago. So
it's now been running the best it's run in 10 years.
Yeah,
you know what?
50% of
it's been really funny. If you guys get your email for trending or whatever, you get your email every other day, I guess. For whatever reason, I've been getting these weird adult MILF profiles.
Yes.
What? Yeah. Where did these come from? What? All of a sudden, all this porn. I'm like, oh my god, this is what they were blocking all this time.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed recently since Elon's bought it is, my followers have increased.
Oh.
But they're all obvious bots. from like these MILF sex things. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
It's like, where
Yeah, I
did this
got
come
a
from?
few of those as well.
Yeah, it's just the strangest thing. Anyway, that's the thing I noticed in general with Twitter being different. But there were some people from Toronto that were fired as well. I noticed.
I'm glad Elon bought Twitter. Now I can see all these fake MILFs.
Oh,
the world's healing. The Earth is healing itself. The MILFs have come out.
All these horny, repressed women in their 40s. Okay. Thanks, I think. Anyway.
Where were all you lot 5 years ago?
who have proven their fertility.
And they all have only OnlyFans accounts. Anyway, let's keep going.
Between the two, creating an internal lie for Eggman that is layered and complicated, while also letting him present to us, the audience, as if Dr. Robotnik is reaching through the screen and begging us to please love him as much as he loves himself. In the video games, Eggman is a fairly one-dimensional character because he's a stand-in for larger themes and kind of just needs to be there for Sonic to defeat. But in constructing a 3D version of him, Carrey grounds him in contradictory motivations. Carrey spoke to Eggman's ego in an interview.
Does he?
He is analogous to a lot of the insane ego that's running us, in all different kinds of realms of life. All of that madness has to come from someplace. It can't just be madness for madness' sake. It comes from a feeling in this character of absolute worthlessness, combined with genius.
This Dr. Robotnik both hates people, but desperately craves their love and attention.
Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
He needs his sycophants just as much as he wishes to control them.
You're magnificent! Thank you, sycophant. Your admiration is inevitable.
He's a genius, but this also gives him a destructive ego that undoes whatever noble intentions he thinks he has.
He's a cartoon character, honey.
And he doesn't have noble intentions. He knows he doesn't have noble intentions.
It's really not that complicated. You're
misreading the character.
She said he was a one-dimensional character in the game. Yeah, he's not that far removed. I think that was the point.
He doesn't have noble intentions. He knows that. He knows he's purely selfish.
Man, it's almost like selfish people and, people who act like Eggman are like, the villain. They're not actually the good guys.
There is not, nor will there ever be a complex Sonic villain or Sonic character. Those do not exist.
Yeah.
The Hedgehog.
Unless we talk about, was it Shadow or whatever his name was with the Uzi?
Or Shadow, yeah.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Okay, he's a bit. I'm like.
I think Knuckles is a very good character, mainly because a black man voices him, and I'm very progressive.
British black man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic 2, 11 out of 10. There was a black man in it. Wakanda forever, or whatever they say.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be ass. That's gonna.
Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes of it, Black Panther?
No.
It's the first movie. It's the first movie to get over 9,000.
Oh.
Over 9,000 bad reviews. Anyway, let's keep going.
He has.
The emerald he seeks could power my wildest designs. My genius wouldn't just be recognized on Earth. It would spread fierily to every corner of the galaxy.
These internal frictions that Carrey gives to Dr. Robotnik bring him to life and are part of why the character has such a strong point of view. Carrey also includes moments of presentational acting that clue the audience into Carrey's personal view of the character.
And that mustache is an outward manifestation of ego.
And real people like Dr. Robotnik.
Like a lot of those good
Real
folks,
people like
those
Dr.
clever
Robotnik.
genius types in Silicon Valley.
I was thinking more or less the depiction of Hercule Poirot by I can't remember that guy's name. The guy in Hamlet who.
Beth Branagh.
Yes, Branagh.
That's Branagh, yeah.
He has that ridiculously over the top mustache,
yeah.
and
doesn't he also have like a little bit of a goatee as well? Really, than just a mustache.
He's so.
I'm like,
he's this tall, really tall fellow, and it's just like the opposite description of Poirot in the books. You're just like, okay, whatever you want to do, buddy. It's your movie. You paid for it. Be the villain or be the hero. I don't care. It's just over the top. Like we're talking, you know how Nishi had that crazy bushy mustache? Like it's like that, only a bit more refined. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's not a microchip on his shoulder. That's a quantum database of bitterness.
Sonic is an IP that is kind of known for being self-aware to the point of being sarcastic. And that's why he's my hero. While the rest of the film is a pretty straightforward Hollywood blockbuster, Carrey's meta-commentary on Silicon Valley ego harkens back to the games I know and love. By combining Dr. Robotnik's strong point of view and Jim Carrey's strong point of view about people who operate on pure ego, we get one of the best live-action versions of a video game character to date. Okay, maybe that's not an aggressively competitive category. Sorry, Dennis Hopper.
I'll kill that plumber!
But still, it can be a challenge for actors to bring cartoons to life. I mean, maybe not for Jim Carrey. But there are rabid Sonic fans like me who know the character inside and out. And that's tough imaginary shoes to fill. But fill it...
Didn't you just say there's not much to the characters?
Yes.
If there's not much to the characters, then they're not very big shoes to fill.
And knowing them
It's
inside and
also a
out.
performance question.
You're telling that like she's suffering from the Brandon syndrome?
Brandon
Yes,
syndrome?
it's.
Yeah, let's go Brandon syndrome.
I think that maybe she's saying that it's hard to do this kind of character well due to how just not much there is.
Arguably, sure.
No, I think she's just contradicting herself. The only thing that's hard to do about such a character is to have him properly over the top in the right way.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
That's all.
Well, if she's saying it's one-dimensional, I know them inside and out, that's not really a big feat on behalf of Maggie. It's like, wow, this guy's a villain, and that's it. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, the puddle is half an inch deep. I know it inside and out. Yeah, congratulations.
Just factually speaking, there are bad guys in Yu-Gi-Oh that have more dimensionality than Professor Eggman.
Doctor.
There's bad guys in crappy British police dramas that have more dimensions than Eggman. It's like, yeah, there's not much there. He's a bad guy in a side-scrolling game where you play as a small blue rodent that runs really fast. There's nothing that I don't know what more you could add to it.
There's blast processing.
I don't know. You could. I mean, like most Sonic things, we just added more rodents, but
yeah, sidekicks.
Oh no!
They just went. You know what New York's like. Just add more rodents, or make it better.
All right, here is Alex Halo giving me random anime knowledge. Thanks for the plugs there, sir. Corone from HoloLive is the best Sonic character. I don't even know the reference, but okay.
I never
the
watched
best Sonic character
myself.
I forgot which one that is.
Is that the one that dies?
Oh, jeez.
What?
It was too soon.
I don't know, but thank you, Alex Halo, for that wonderful plug about an anime or a show or a thing I don't know much about. Anyway.
The word you don't care about were about to come out of your mouth just then.
I love.
And we all know it.
I love new anime and manga. I read them and watch them all the time. I just don't know that one. I've heard of it. I just don't know about it. Anyway.
Harry does. And in comparison, makes me wonder even harder why James Marsden is there other than as eye candy for the moms. No shade to the perfect Corny Collins. The other thing I love about what Jim Carrey does with this role is that it subtly reminds us that people like Elon Musk are also putting on a presentational performance.
Really?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
How?
I never looked
Him,
at
no.
Eggman and went, Elon Musk.
How is he addressing the camera?
Couldn't be more different.
Yeah, what is he talking?
Elon Musk, honestly, Elon Musk is too low energy to put on a performance.
Yeah, like when you talk about what he's doing right now, it reminds me of those Microsoft or Apple presentations where Bill Gates comes onto the stage and he's like, Windows 95 is going to do this. And you're like, okay, cool. Same with iPods and iPhones and all that crap from Steve Jobs. Elon Musk is like, we got a truck and it's a really fast truck and it can do.
I'm gonna break the window.
Yeah,
and we also made it super ugly with all these angles. Please don't buy it.
Yeah, he's just like yeah, it's not like he's trying to sell the product. He's just saying this is what we've been working on for the past 3 months.
Yeah.
Please don't buy it. It's not ready.
You know what it reminds me of? Peter Molyneux on every time a new Fable game came out.
only
I forgot about it.
Only Peter would be like, this is the best thing in the world. It's gonna do all these things. And Elon's like, it's a truck. It goes from one place to the other. That's it.
He goes like, to be honest with you, just only an idiot would buy it.
Yeah.
What, we already sold 1 million? Okay.
Yeah. He'll say like it has.
all right, we have money again. Cool. We'll build the next truck.
Yeah, the truck can do 50,000 miles to the battery charge or whatever it is. It's like, okay, cool. That's about it.
It can do 50,000 miles to the African child mining the lithium. That's what it can do.
Yeah.
The only one that I think is memorable that he
was
did
deep cut.
was he talked about solar panel shingles. And if you guys didn't know, we've had solar panel shingles for at least 25 years. So when I saw
the problem is shingles is also a disease that you get. So
yeah.
It's not the cancer. No. It's
a shitty disease, by the way. It's very painful. I had it when I was 14.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Is that based or what?
I think so. Just give it sunlight. It helps.
So Elon.
But now you're immune to it.
Elon makes these things that are small that no one really knows about because they lasted like a summertime, and everyone's like, "That was weird." Oh, he's back to making cars again. Okay, cool. Or launching rockets, and he has these products that no one like we talked about the Hyperloop. It's like, what the hell is that? I have no idea. How's that going to work? No one knows. Probably kill people. But that's what he does. He just makes things like, what the freaking hell is that? Elon, I don't know. Might solve transportation or might kill people. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. Who knows? Roll some dice. I don't know. Just
and honestly, and there will be powers that put a gun to his head, of course. Because, oh god, look, a powerful person. Let's use that. Let's use that powerful person. Because he has lots of money and then lots of influence,
right? And
develops it. That's you don't need a tinfoil hat for that. That's just the normal course of history for the past 20,000 years.
Yeah, and as we said before, Elon is loved by the left because he makes all his solar energy available and electrical power.
Well, he was loved by the left
until this year, yeah.
Yeah, until he started being for free speech, because the left actually hates free speech. It only wants it while it feels like the underdog. The left is not for human rights; it's against them. Every single one. Go through this, read the charter, and ask yourself: well, are socialists for this or against this?
To be honest with you, Wes, I do agree. I do think socialists like the movie Underdog. Yes.
Whatever that reference is. Hey, there was a funny thing
my humor goes over your head so easy, Wes. Honestly,
yes, it's all right. The same happens with innuendo. I just don't get it.
You'd be a terrible, firing squad victim. Just everything would just go over the top of you.
Yeah,
just
horrible. Just horrible. I'll be frustrating everyone. The German media just happily backstabbed the Greens, the environmentalists. I don't know why they did it, but they did it. And it's the state media of all things.
The Germans
because
stabbing people in the back? No.
Yeah, but the environmentalists of all people, because apparently the scientists here are so pissed that, electro cars actually have a much more horrible environmental footprint than even diesels.
Yeah,
Like if you have your electro car, and really nice with nice statistics and everything, and nice graphs with very famous professors that do science shows on German TV, explaining that your electro car, you would need to drive that about 100,000 kilometers until it becomes even with the diesel, because of of all the shitty stuff you need to produce it. That's a lot.
All right.
Most people don't drive their cars 100,000 kilometers.
Here's another super chat from Alex Halo. Corone, the dog VTuber, is collaborating with the new game. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, the one with the ugly clothes.
I don't know what the new game is. I'm assuming it's another group of VTubers. I don't know. Does anyone know?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, let's talk about her weird stage direction that Elon is doing when he's addressing a crowd.
Performance. Elon's entire public persona is a performance, one that is carefully crafted to appease his technical army, to increase his
No, he's
personal
just trolling
stock
all the
portfolio,
time.
and to maintain the fragile image that he's created of a maligned but ultimately great and generous genius.
He is a genius.
Yeah,
he is.
Like he reached earlier, he spent $44 billion.
Yeah. A crazy genius. He's still a genius.
Just because they banned Babylon Bee.
Yeah, but it's like he literally spent it like he'd found it behind the back of his couch.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like you don't get that amount of money for no reason.
And this is
What's behind your ear? 44 billion.
This is during the recession. This is like down, like the value of everything's going down. 44 billion was pretty high at was it like 36 or something Twitter. So to say that is crazy. Like you should have priced it at 30 or something, but no, he went 44 billion. That's like nuts.
Yeah, and now people are complaining about $8.
And
I just insane.
Yeah, and he wants to make it go private, which is like, okay, wow, where are you gonna get the money to? I don't know, make money.
It's a private company; it can do what it wants.
Yeah,
it's $8. It'll make people pay $8 for stuff.
What's a Starbucks latte cost?
$8.
That you can then walk it through town.
$8.
Yeah, but so the thing is with Musk is that he's aware that everything is bullshit, and trolled Wall Street, for lack of a better term, a more accurate term there, knowing that all these weirdos, these occult weirdos at Wall Street watch people like him religiously for what clothes is he wearing, how is he holding his bag this day, because they think that influences how the stocks go. So he abused that by just deliberately saying random shit he's interested in or thinks is gonna fail, and that affected the market. And they fell for it. Wall Street fell for it. Because he says this is shit, and then suddenly, boom, it's gone. Oh, this is really amazing. And then the stocks go up. He did this deliberately because he knew that these people are dumb.
Yeah.
All right.
That's also a form of trolling. But hey, Maggie, you won't get this. This wasn't done for evil. This was just done for, well, let's see if this shit works.
To anyone I've offended, I just want to say I reinvented electric cars and I'm sending people to Mars in a rocket ship.
He's rewritten his own origin story to erase the emerald mines and seem more relatable to his fan base. He manipulates those.
I think the emerald mine is the shit about his father, that like he used to own an emerald mine in South Africa, but like that has been debunked several times.
but he's a white person in South Africa, so he must be
African American. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans by introducing questionable products that don't live up to his hype. And
Everyone loves Tesla. Everyone when the company was doing poorly, owners of the company got together, owners of the cars and obviously ones who bought stock because it was in like $300 or whatever. For a company, that's pretty good, but okay, $300 stocks during 2020. They got together and say, how could we keep the company going? How could we maintain prices and what have you? And he ended up dropping the cost of the cheapest car by like another $5,000 or whatever it was. Like he's very responsive to getting these cars to work better, to be better. The biggest gaffes outside of the SpaceX programs whenever there's an explosion or one of the rockets don't fire properly is the automation of trucks and cars that have had violent and deaths or suicides or whatever you want to call that. But in case you guys don't know, there are already autonomous trucks that have been running around. Maybe in your city, they have in mine. We've seen them on the highway. And there's like Walmart trucks that are running either his OS or we have a company called Research in Motion who used to make Blackberries, and they're doing autonomous vehicle OSs as well. So he's part of that. And it's coming. Like you're going to have driverless taxis pretty soon. So same with trucks, same with deliveries. Nothing is perfect. You're going to have mistakes along the way, but he's the guy launching people into space or launching satellites into orbit outside of China and now parts of the GTA in Canada because we have our wonderful small startup. But there's not too many people doing that. So I think even if he launches a missile or launches a rocket and it doesn't work, he's going to try again.
And doing pump and dump stocks.
Sorry?
Oh, no, he's not doing that.
Pump and dump? Okay, first off,
That's not...
as I said before, Elon does not own any stock except for Tesla. He does own Bitcoin, but those are not equities. He hypes up Dogecoin. He hypes up all these things because he likes the technology involved. I don't know about the money involved, but you cannot blame you cannot blame Elon for what's been happening in the world markets this year. It's ridiculous. Everything has gone down. There have been 2 crashes in Bitcoin, in crypto this year. Nothing to do with Elon.
I'm so glad I didn't buy stock in that.
Yeah, no, he does not play the stock market. He does not short stocks. He does not own stock outside of Tesla. So
it's stock to short.
All of this.
AMC.
Well, those are
stock to short.
Yeah, AMC and GameSpot or GameStop, whatever which one it was.
GameStop.
Yeah, those are all meme stocks. So yeah, I don't know who'd ever risk that, but apparently people do.
To keep the
I made a little
spotlight
bit of
on
money
him
off of AMC,
and maintain
but
a
not
false
much.
momentum and
Really?
clout. But even Musk could not defeat the final boss of cementing a public persona, hosting SNL. In all of my years, I have never seen a host this unfunny.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that, honey? Because I've seen some really bad ones.
How many times did Amy Schumer appear on SNL? Come on. Please.
Oh, Amy Schumer.
Are we all forgetting Steven Seagal? Like, the literal fact that exists proves her point wrong. That just...
Amy Schumer has got to be worse than Steven Seagal. Amy Schumer is
a real
so
competition.
awful.
Goddamn.
It doesn't really matter who you host. I remember watching Patrick Stewart when he hosted it. It was so bad. The jokes that the people wrote for him were just so bad. It doesn't matter who hosts it, even if the host tries to do their own thing. It's a stupid bad show.
Well, when Norm Macdonald came back, the only reason it was funny because he said all of his jokes are terrible and I apologise, and that was it. It's like okay, and he literally just started shitting on everything.
Yeah, I know, it was great.
And it's like, yeah,
even Regis Philbin back in the day when he was doing that Kelly and Regis, or not Kelly and Regis, the girl before Kelly, Kathy Gifford? No, what the hell was her name? Anyway.
Griffin?
No, not Kathy Griffin. No. Anyway, this was like back in the,
he's not funny at all.
the 90s. Even he was saying SNL isn't that great.
Yeah.
Regis Philbin.
It's always been bad.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter who you've got on there unless they're a comedian and they get to do what they want.
Let's put it this way. Chevy Chase called SNL crap within its first season. Right? He literally left.
Yeah.
What does that... that was all the way back in, what was it, the late 70s? Was it?
I think
77?
Maybe.
I'm just going to check it now, because if it's all the way back then it's like, yeah, for nearly 50 years it's been shit.
Oh, yeah, so it doesn't really matter who you've got on there. It's who's writing the jokes. So, anyway.
And frankly, sad.
1975 it started. So Chevy Chase called it shit in 1975.
SNL.
Yeah.
But his ego is also the reason that he is so deathly unfunny. The same kind.
He's not a comedian, honey. He's not supposed to be. He's not trying to be.
He doesn't care.
Also, like comedy is subjective, and it's like
they asked him to come on the show. He said, "Sure."
He said, "Yeah, sure." Did a funny little dance, and then took a paycheck.
Yeah, it's like,
just didn't care.
Do you think Steven Seagal wrote his own jokes? I mean, he could have. It's so bad, but
yes,
it's possible.
Yes, I do. I guess.
I do believe.
I can write.
Well,
I can
who's
write
worse,
comedy
Steven Seagal or Amy?
All the
So,
time.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal is worse than Amy Schumer. I find that because Amy Schumer sucks. I hate her comedy. So
all I know is whoever wrote the jokes that Amy Schumer stole must be very unhappy. So, but yeah, no, I don't know why she's like. What does she think? She's a comedy genius? I mean,
like no one's saying Elon's supposed to be a comedy genius. No one's saying this.
He's just so unfunny.
It's like yeah.
Okay, it's
what else can't he do?
fine.
Okay, list that. He doesn't bake bread very well. All right, he sucks at making bread. Thanks, Maggie.
Well, he's not a baker, is he? And that's why he's like Hannibal Lecter.
He hasn't.
That's a nice conclusion.
He hasn't tried his hand at writing fantasy novels or built. I imagine he has his own personal supervillain lair. So
I really hope he doesn't try his hand at artwork. And she goes, God, he's not very good at artwork. You know who else wasn't good at artwork? Adolf Hitler. It's like, oh God, Maggie, no. And you know who's like Adolf Hitler, don't you?
Elon wrote several bangers to AOC. That was just pure comedy. Every single
yeah,
day.
it's like thanks for your input. Still be $8.
Yeah. Oh God! If this video was made a week ago, I think that would have been included. It's the worst example of comedy I have ever seen. Now I'm gonna make a funny face.
Did you see his response to Stephen King?
Yes.
Going Stephen King, $20. I'd only pay $8 for it, and Elon Musk got, well, at least we're haggling.
It seems as though he's got more comedic chops in terms of direct trolling and interactions rather than doing stand up.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good at real life comedy than scripted comedy. So it's the witty comebacks and the responses he's good at, not stood in front of a crowd saying
you need
lines.
to be when you're responsible for so much money. So
Yeah.
CEOs have to
Anyway.
be very on the ball with everything.
Quick on the take.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Of ego that Jim Carrey has made an entire career out of lampooning. Wait a minute. Jim Carrey played a mustachioed video game supervillain, and a year later, Elon Musk played a mustachioed video game supervillain, and then Jim Carrey played the same villain again! Is this anything? Am I losing it? Okay, no, everything's fine. Oh, no! Wait a minute! Chaos Emeralds! Elon grew up in an emerald mine! Oh my god, I am a genius! I have a...
Oh, please just be a fucking joke, but please also just, like, stop.
Maggie.
My god, towers. Is this 9/11?
Maggie, the only way that you can keep from getting mocked unceasingly is just to kill your channel and just get off of the internet. Otherwise, you'll continuously be mocked.
I'm glad you said your channel at the end of that sentence. Because otherwise,
admittedly, I don't want her to kill her channel because I find her channel endlessly amusing.
I don't want her to kill her.
As a form of torture.
Do not destroy my sense of joy I get from laughing at crazy people.
Yeah, no. To be honest with you, since obviously I stopped taking this serious, like within the first 5 minutes of watching the very first video, I just realised, there's a lot of humour in making fun of this because there's nothing else you can do. There's no like conversation or discussion because she's insane.
Blatantly false. Everything she said is either blatantly a lie or just downright stupid.
Yeah, this is what we say to people. Like we talked about, or at least I did, about Pillar of Garbage. He invents a narrative and he plays with that to say, "Oh, this is problematic. This has this or that." She's doing the same thing, only she's trying to conflate these three ideas: Jim Carrey, his acting, his character, and Elon Musk and his just going on SNL. And it's like, what does that have? What do these three things have anything to do with each other that we can derive some knowledge or meaning or lesson? And there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. She's just conflating it. And we're like, honey, this is what you do. This is all you know what to do, at least on YouTube. And it's sad. It's silly, but we know you're doing it. You know we know we're doing it. And I don't know if you guys remember.
She changes her title every time a Smudcast is made on her stuff.
I'm going to watch this one to make sure. But Dunn posted a comment. Was it last time we covered it, like 2 months ago or whatever? And she replied.
No, it was just on a different. Yeah, she did. Yeah, it was really funny. It was on the Nicole Kidman one. I just said, oh, look, another apophenial dude rant. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you spent time. Clearly have no family, that Emily or friends that love you that you can spend time with, so you fill your time with me.
What? So what you're saying is her entire audience, their families hate them. Okay.
Well, the idea that she's attacking a commenter. Wow. And she knows who Dunn is and that what we do. For watching her video and disagreeing with her and considering her a joke. Because we know it's a joke. It's not like our brains are in another planet and we're looking at aliens and we're going, what is this Maggie Mae Fish creature doing? We're not that far removed. We understand what she's doing. But because we're not undulating and going, Maggie's amazing, she's brilliant, she's a comedic genius. It's like, no, you're a joke. You're a clown.
Yeah, you are literally. Yeah, she has the biggest line. I remember showing my girlfriend obviously some of the videos we covered, and she's just like, even she's like, God, this woman's insane. Like, she's clearly like not right in the head. It's like, yeah, this is why you just got to laugh at everything she says, because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I bet if we would have a normal conversation with her, she'd be like, yeah, this is my persona online. I have fun videos. And that's that. But the problem is when she has responses like that, and she has Twitter tweets which are crazy, you're like, oh, okay, she is really deep. She's stuck in the deep end. She is not coming out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
I found the comment. It's pretty wild that you only get one life and you've chosen to spend your precious minutes. And this is how you've chosen to spend your precious minutes. But I guess if you don't have friends or family who love you, staring at my hot mug and seething with jealous rage is as close to anyone as anyone will let you get to them. So more power to you. My comment was, thank you for your consideration of the Smudcast length requirements. We appreciate you continuing to give us a case study in apophenia and otherwise insane content to respond to that is within a reasonable length.
Dunn's a nice guy. He's like, okay, let's play this smart. Just be nice about everything.
Oh, man, imagine how many times I would have used the word faggot in my response. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have Dunn be our PR for anything related to Maggie Mae. I'll just stay out of it.
I think that just the funny thing was she has not responded to any of the 3 comments I made where I was just like, tisk.
Well, I'm glad Dunn put out
no need to lower yourself to playground insults based on lack of information.
Oh, the thing is, it's like, you've got no friends or family. There's like 6 of us all sat around.
Yeah, but we could
making assessments based on your consistent patterns.
Yeah, we could make the joke about anyone who watches. How dare anyone watch your videos, Maggie? They don't have friends or family. What are they doing? Just sitting around by themselves watching your video and one-upping it and saying, "Ooh, you're so cool."
Yeah, imagine like, oh god, it's really sad that you, a bunch of people you know, get around, make jokes, and have a fun time watching these videos. Why aren't you like the normal people who sit there alone in their homes, surrounded by their cats?
Aren't you being
It's
entertained by my jokes and my witticisms and my amazing insight into these things that I just made up that don't exist in reality?
Witty charm. Yes, Maggie. Yes, so much wit and charm.
Yeah, isn't
oozing from you?
This pornographic film have everything to do with this non-pornographic film? Isn't that amazing? My brain is so smart. I could think these connections that you can't. It's like, yeah, you're right. We can't.
God, are you like Aren't you like jacking off to the fact that there's green doors everywhere? It's like, no, not really, Maggie.
all of them are just cancer patients. That's the hint.
No, it's like that. So what do you do every night? Just watch my videos and make jokes? No, I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Like, who knew that a dystopic Detroit where a man becomes a robot is secretly a story about the man wanting to be a female, even though he's a robot? Wow, I never would have thought of that, Maggie. It's amazing. Anyway.
Yeah. I just kind of went on a little bit of a rant, but I just like went to just said, oh, it's like just saying jealous rage. Nah, why would we hate you? Just because we think you have apophenia and are somewhat crazy doesn't make us hate you. It just makes you far too entertaining to get mad at.
I could probably start an ebook and just write about, I'd say, a good 50 pages on Maggie and just list the things she said and how she said them. And so I get some context. So you're not like, well, you're just cherry picking. It's like, no, she said this straight. She is bashing on a movie or a character or an actor and connecting the dots where no dots exist. And we can just go down the list. And I could call this being the leftist leaning media donkey that people become. I don't know what to call that because people get so engrossed in their media. Like we talk about Bill Maher and Jon Stewart and all these guys who inject their own thoughts into the comedy they're making, which happens to be about politics. And that's how people learn about the world, which is like, wow, that is not how things happened. And you hear these horrible takes from Jon Stewart, that ridiculous, I don't know what that round table discussion was about blacks and whites. That was absolutely disgusting. And everyone thinks that was great, or at least on the left thought that was great. It was sad. Like people are eating this up. And I don't know about American politics nowadays because it's all weird. But apparently there was an election yesterday. And I don't know what happened, but apparently some guy with brain damage got elected. I was like, wow, that's...
Fetterman, yeah. Not just that, Pennsylvania voted Fetterman, and also a guy who's dead. A dead guy won an election in Pennsylvania.
Really?
So Pennsylvania now has a guy with brain damage and a dead guy in office.
Really?
Yeah, just but like whether you think like whatever party you like support or vote for or anything, just let that sink in that a state has given power to a corpse and a man with brain damage. So, like, I don't care. More power to him. I'm going to enjoy all the jokes that will come from it, like all the shit that's going to happen.
Yeah, and the funniest thing,
watch people desperately try and like, no, it's perfectly fine, while their state falls to pieces.
Yeah, the only reason I found out is because he was running against some celebrity doctor guy, and I'm like, what?
Dr. Oz. Yeah.
Dr. Oz. I'm like, who is this? I had no idea who Dr. Oz was. I don't watch American television, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like, so let me get this straight. He was running against a very popular, I don't know, doctor celebrity person who everyone knows, against a guy with brain damage. It's like,
lost to a guy with brain damage.
Who do you choose? The guy with the PhD who could probably help you and knows about medicine and, I don't know, the common man, or a guy who's could barely, I don't know, whatever. I don't even know his problem. I never heard of the guy.
He had a stroke.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but he had a stroke. But it's just a bit like.
It's amazing. Isn't America amazing? I think it's awesome that America get a win.
This is what I mean. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Like you watch it and they seriously try and tell you that. Listen, we're the most advanced country in the world with all the best stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. And you just sat there watching. You're watching pretty much a corpse run the country, and then a man with brain damage, who can't remember his own name, get voted as like a senator or whatever.
Oh,
and you're like,
oh wow,
yeah. This isn't just like a local town mayor. These are people with serious power. A dead man has serious power. I'm not even joking with this.
Oh.
There is a corpse in an office.
See, this is probably why politics are the way they are in America. It's so crazy that if it's not completely bonkers, something's wrong. You know this.
Yeah. Oh, it's just great. I just love it. There's just no.
Anyway, we went off topic there, but that was our little rant.
Yeah. It's not even a rant. It's just man, the world's gone to shit.
All right, here's Kilgris Hideout. Thank you, sir. Watching Maggie is like watching the clown at a circus, except the clown thinks they should be taken seriously instead of the obvious jokes they are. You see, I say this about every YouTuber. We're all clowns. Every one of us, we're there to make you laugh or entertain you in some weird way, and some of us are also trying to educate you or make you look at something differently. With Maggie, unless your head is up your ass in the left-leaning corridor of politics, you see what she's doing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's not hard.
Yeah.
So this is why when I think of like game reviewers like Angry Joe, I say he's honest. He's not the smartest reviewer, but he's a heck of a lot smarter than a lot of other reviewers out there, a lot of game journalists out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's also moderate as well. He's not completely, one side or the other. So, anyway, we got 2 minutes left.
5,000 points IQ. I'm going to Mars, and I love method acting. Whoa. All right, maybe I am losing it. It's been really hot out lately. This
already lost
heat dome
it.
has kind of gotten into my head. Let's
She
finish
say
the
anything
video.
worthwhile in the
And Sonic
past.
and Amy grinded down the San Francisco streets until they got hungry and got a corn dog. Okay, I agree. It lacks some narrative structure, but I think overall it holds up.
Hey, what happened to Knuckles and Rogue? You totally dropped that storyline like halfway through. I didn't know if they were gonna have a good date or Not that I was.
Okay, we could stop this. We could.
Yeah,
I
Yes,
fell
we-
asleep
yeah.
halfway through. Did you make any more insults towards Musk?
Oh, she's selling her porn again.
No. Yeah.
Fish.
This is a surprisingly quick video.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah, quick
I'm
video, all
off
things
to sleep
considered.
because I have work tomorrow.
All
Have a
right.
Good night, guys.
See you. Good night.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our wonderful world of the memes. If there's any, I don't know. Maybe we ran out of memes for Maggie Mae. There are no more memes. We can't make any more. We're all done. You can't possibly make any more memes about Maggie Mae. Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong. Sorry, you can. All right. Oh, we got a thumbnail. I'm gonna add that thumbnail. I may as well. Okay. Here's Robotnik. The soup is cold and the salad is hot. How is that even possible?
Oh my god, how many fucking memes about that? I can't even keep up.
We did the face. We did the face swap thingy. It's magnificent. That's actually pretty good. Oh, I am the angriest man who ever lived. Kerding Kerdong. Ooh, that must be the pizza. The power of pizza. Oh. I never get to do stuff like this with Orbot and Qbot. Marshmallows always gunk up their circuitry. Yeah, that's the problem with having no real friends. Okay.
Oh.
More artwork. Okay. Interesting. Jim Carrey did 9/11. What? Oh, this was all right. Never mind. Dr. Eggman, Yo Taxi. I'll watch that later. Then we have look at that. That's I'm not sure where that's from. But everyone's going to Disneyland. Okay.
Hey.
He's playing cards. He's playing
FT.
He is putting his cards in a slot machine. What? What was the point of that? Why did you give me that? There's all these animated gifs. Like, what do they mean? Like, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Bowing. Okay. Yo, taxi. Okay. He's hailing a taxi with his leg. The taxi stops. That's the gif. Thank you. He's peeling a banana. He's eating the banana. And why are you posting these memes? Like, what's the point? Someone's dancing, dressed as Robotnik.
There's a whole lot of.
I'm just gonna skip these.
No, you have to keep
female Robotnik.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
You have to keep describing every single thing that's happening in a confused Canadian accent.
What is this? Why am I reading this?
What are you reading this, What have you been doing with this,
This is a comic I don't want to read.
Doing this to me.
More comic I don't want to read. More comic. This is, guys, you can't just post comic pages and expect me to know what the hell this is about. Sonic Frontiers will be getting a Inugami Korone collaboration. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. All right. Alex Halo in the chat, thank you for that wonderful insight into what the hell was going on with Sonic. Elon talking to Twitter staff. So tell us, what do you actually do around here? That's great. I don't know if you guys ever saw a day in the life of a Twitter employee. Oh my god!
These people don't do anything. And most of them don't even show up to work except for like a day in the month.
Yeah. Robotnik in an
So
apron.
you can actually replace them all with Habib.
Robotnik at a kitchen table.
One.
I am the Eggman. That's what
Anyway,
I am. I got the master plan. Okay. There is our Korone, I think. Korone? How do you pronounce it? Korone? Yeah, Korone.
Korone.
Yeah. And I said it's disgusting, so I'm making a call-out post on my twitter.com. Sure. Hatsune Miku and Sonic the Hedgehog. Yay! Vocaloid. What is this? Sonic sing? What does he do? No idea. Ego Raptor was fired from being Sonic's ambassador? What? When was he ever Sonic's ambassador? And replaced with Korone months ago, and now he's tweeting dumb shit. Okay.
Okay, I need to jump out. I'm falling asleep.
All right.
Have a good night.
See you, Wisp.
Bye, Wisp.
I'll take the job not because I know a lot about Sonic lore. I don't know shit. If I'm the resident lore expert, well, who's going to question me when I make Sonic gay and everyone else gay and they all kiss? Oh my god. Yay, Ego Raptor, I guess. I don't know.
Yay.
There's Ego Raptor's. Okay, yeah. Yeah, not being a lore expert gets you fired. That's probably important. Jeez. What is happening? I'll let that one go.
All bad things, apparently.
Yeah. Sonic grab my pingas? What?
I don't know.
Rings are for hedgehogs. Okay.
Silly Eggman, rings are hedgehogs. Twix are for kids.
Remember Elon was featured in PewDiePie's meme review video. He reacted to a meme of dead deer. Then he just laughed his ass off. Good times.
Yeah.
Is that underwater?
Yeah, yeah, it's in the pool.
Oh.
It's dead, by the way.
Why my dolphin not working? Oh. Har har. Then we got Bambi. Oh, Bambi. Here's Thumper, I think, or just a rabbit.
It's from The Last of Us.
Oh, that's The Last of Us? Oh.
Yeah, she's playing it, and then she sees the rabbit die.
Oh, is that the voice actress?
No, I don't have a clue
who
that is.
All right.
And that's just a reactor.
Oh, there's the post. Oh, Dunn, you really replied to that.
Why? Why would you reply? Why would you do that?
Because I want to get the comedy of seeing her react.
Oh, she probably hates us, but that's okay. I'm gonna play that.
Everyone.
Bully Boy Noah. I'll play that later.
Oh, it's just people screaming and Elon laughing.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think we're good to go. That was too many. Guys, do actual memes. Please do not just post comics or comments or just don't just do that. You gotta give me something to work with. I can't just describe a comic book page.
It was funny though. It's like me posting it, and I agree with you. But you trying your best to describe things.
It's like what is the point of this?
Man, just doing this thing. He's hailing a taxi with his leg. It's like, oh my god. It's funny, but just like.
Yeah. All right.
No.
That was Maggie Mae. We missed her. God bless Maggie Mae Fish for doing the crazy stuff she always does. It really makes the Smudcast end off the month. We're in the middle of the month, kind of almost. Not really, sort of. First week of November.
No,
not even close to the middle. But it was good to have finally a video we can cover because all her videos are way too long and not even I could stand them that long. So
no,
she's putting out shorter stuff. She just barely put out a John Hamm video.
A John Hamm video.
Okay. Specifically about his character in Mad Men.
Okay. All right.
It's a great show, by the way. Highly recommend it. Everybody should watch Mad Men. It's a really good show.
Yeah. I like is it the 60s it takes place in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting look into history as well as the adult nature of marketing of American products and that sort of thing. But marketing is always a good insight into the world of consumerism and why we buy the things we buy, at least in the 60s. Anyway, woohoo, that was fun. Thank you guys. Of course, this was a day off, but we thought we'd do it anyway because we have a different schedule for Maggie. And it's a treat. We might not get another one for a while. We don't know. So take them while we can get them. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Keep the voting going as well as the voting on the gaming. Pick from 155 games, which ones we should cover in a top 25 list based off your votes. And we're going to do that on the website as well as I'll do some videos. But got to get those voting going because there's a lot of ties. Like everyone just votes for just like big blocks of games. It's like, okay, I can't have a score of 10 for every 30 games. That's too much. So they're slowly getting weeded out. Anyway, have yourself a great evening. Take it easy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, man.